everyone, I'm Stella, fitness, health, and femininity coach, and the podcaster. Today I have here my third guest, Slavka. Hi, welcome. Thank
Hello.
you take time to be here to talk with me. And can you introduce yourself?
Oh, yes, definitely. Such a pleasure to be here. It's early morning here in Sydney, where I am right now. I'm originally from Poland, but I moved to Australia 23 years ago already. So now being in Sydney and, establishing my life here over 20 years ago, which was a great experience because it's much warmer country in the summertime, not in winter that much. And I will tell you more, yes?
Yeah. And what was inspiring you to move there?
I mean, my ex-husband had plans for us to move to either to New Zealand or to Australia. And just it happened that we ended up in Sydney and we were planning to stay only for a year. But then 23 years later, I'm still here. Yeah.
But you like it.
Yes. Two kids, now you're older already, two girls. So yeah, having life here.
So, and what are you doing now?
I am on my journey to really live my purpose right now. I am life coach and I'm helping now people after breakups, after going through relationship, and now they want to reestablish their life, reinvent their life so they can become happier people again. So my purpose right now is to help those people who are going through difficult times of ending the relationship or deciding they want to end something that is not really serving them and start creating better life that they feel happier and waking up in the morning with the new purpose and smile and wanting to live.
Oh, it's awesome. And I think many women need that
Yes,
after the
unfortunately, in the
breakups.
current, yes.
And what was inspiring you to start this? Because of your life, you had a divorce?
Yes. So this is how it started. But I mean, 10 years ago, I went through my divorce. So I know how it feels, how I know how difficult it is and how our emotions are triggered and our self-esteem, self-worth is really crushed. And now I developed tools that can help people to get through this much faster and much more efficient way. So 10 years ago, this was my experience and I found it very helpful when after finally 2 years, I've decided to sign up for a coach. And within a couple of sessions, I could feel a huge difference in how I think, how I feel. I could sleep better, which was a huge thing because when you wake up in the morning tired and you don't want to go through life, like you cannot find strength to get through the day, it is a horrible place to be. So 10 years ago, my journey started. Two years after, I finally started looking for help that really could help me. And then I started my coaching journey, being a coach. But at the start, my pain was still a bit too big. So I was helping people to motivate them to look for set up goals and look how to create better lives. And only this year, I finally decided I'm strong enough and I have enough tools in my repertoire to help people who are in the situation that I was 10 years ago. So this is how it started. And now I'm making use of my experiences from the past.
I think coaches who are who had that same experience, they know their clients' feelings and pains and everything about this breakthrough. After breakthrough, they can help much easier. You can really understand your clients, I think.
Yes, yeah,
Then
totally right.
maybe someone telling you I can help you, but they didn't go through that what you are go
Yes,
through. So I think you with your experience is much more uh, um, important than what you learn, and
yeah,
you can change their lives,
yes,
I think, easier.
definitely. And if I could add to this, it's not the experience itself that makes you a better, not only coach, but a better person who can help others. So not the experience itself, but what you have done with this experience. If you've been through it and resourcefully resolved your emotions, that you've changed resourcefully your beliefs, that you've created some new beliefs, you've created new strategies, you created new habits that helped you to get out of the situation, then it makes you the best person to help others, because not only you understand what your clients are going through because you've been there, so you can still remember how painful the situation was, how painful the feelings were. But because you are on the other side right now, you can be a real example of what is possible and what your clients can aim for. And if your client says, I cannot do it, you can say, yes, you can, because I have done it and it worked. I am here right now. And I want you to take your journey from where you are right now in your situation to the feeling that I'm feeling right now, or even better. So yes, experience is a great support, but how you dealt with the experience and to show that it is possible to feel differently and be a different person and a happier person.
Yeah, and you can shorten the time. Your your journey was longer, so you can shorten this
Yes,
journey to others,
yes,
I think.
exactly. So see, like it took me 2 years to even make the decision that I really need help. So I knew I needed help because my day-to-day life back then was just horrible. Waking up tired, as I said, and full of chaos in my head, and not really being able to connect with other people, not really being able to connect with my kids at the time because it was too much of emotions. So it took me 2 years to finally decide I do not want to live like this another day. So 2 years kind of wasted thinking that I can do it on my own and not really being successful with that, and then really seeking help from someone who could help and shorten the duration of your pain. Yeah, it is something that I think is priceless. And if I could turn back time, I would have decided to ask for help earlier and not pretend that I'm not deserving to be helped and I don't deserve to be invested. Like I don't deserve to invest in my own health and my well-being.
Nice. Yes. And what is the biggest problem when women go through that divorce or a big uh, partner when somebody is left them? Is it they don't believe in themselves, or they don't love themselves, or what was the biggest problem then?
See, everyone is a bit different. So even if we're going through this very similar situations in, ending relationship breakups, everyone might experience a bit differently. But in general terms, this time of breaking up and someone leaving you doesn't create your confidence, does not really influence or lifts your self-esteem or self-love. It goes to the opposite side. We start doubting ourselves even more. If we have not dealt with our wounds created in our childhood, if we have not dealt with our limiting beliefs before the marriage or the relationship, and then on top of that, the breakup happens, all those traumas from the past, all those limiting beliefs are coming up to the surface even more. So it's like doubling up, tripling up, whatever wounds we had before. So during this time, people who were feeling a bit with low self-esteem before, they will go to the really big hole. The same with self-love. During the breakup, our three main fears in life, which is not belonging, not being loved, and being found out, like being not enough, they come out to the surface with such an extent, such a strength, that if we don't ask for help, we can be really struggling in life and just pretending outside that we are coping, when inside everything is just burning and creating even more hole. That, you know, people come to those decisions when they don't want to live anymore, that they want to end their own life because they don't see the purpose of living when someone they loved has left them. And this is the horrible place to be in.
But I think, first of all, they have to love themselves and to believe in themselves. If they not, they can be lost.
Yes.
It's very important because we are not just one side of the man beside us. We are whole. I think we have to be whole alone, and maybe we love the person, but we don't making one person, two person to one. It's individual, everyone, I think, and if I think we have to love it ourselves to show it, and others can love us because we love themselves.
Yes.
But you can, it's my opinion. What do you think?
Yes, definitely. We cannot, as they say, we cannot give what we don't have. So if we don't have our own love for ourselves, if we don't value ourselves, if we don't give good words to ourselves, we cannot give it to others. And also, what we think of the most, we attract. So if we think we are not worthy of love, if we think men are not to be trusted, if we think we will never be happy in life, this is what we will be attracting. And after the breakup, this is very often what my clients come with when they have no trust in themselves. They have no trust in the universe. They don't trust other people. They have very limited ways of loving themselves because they come kind of say, how can I love myself if this person is not loving me? And we have to reverse it. You don't need other person to love you for yourself to be lovable. You need to see inside of you that you are lovable, loving, and that you can give it to the world. But at this very moment after the breakup, it's so hard to break from those thoughts, because those dark thoughts are just occupying our head, like there is no even small space for light. And the whole idea of working with someone is to create small pieces of light, like making space so other thoughts can come inside of your head, so you can start thinking about, there is a future for me, things are possible for me, I can be loved by other person again, but I don't really need them because I can love myself. So we can be later on looking for another partner or a relationship not from this position of being what is the word? The word just escaped me right now. That we don't have to have someone else in our life to feel full. So this is, I think, where everything starts, to realize we are full already. And then partner that in the future could be joining us is an addition to us, but it's not filling up ourselves because we are already there. And for people to realize that, it's a huge breakout area to realize I am full already and I don't need other person to feel lovable.
Yeah, they have to enjoy themselves. They have to like to be alone for a time. That's how they can cure themselves, to find something to do, to stop with negative self-talk, to find something they love to do. I think to have that feeling that they can do new things. They can heal themselves through that.
Yes. Another thing that very often happens when I start working with my clients is when we have the question, who am I? I am. And very often they don't really know what to say after that because they lost their identity. So coming to relationships, and now depends how long the relationship, was for, were you a mom there or a dad? Very often our identity is like in this circle of I am a wife, I am a husband, I am a mother. And then when this one ends, you are a single mom, I am a divorcee, I am a person that someone left, I am depressed, so this is how my clients start with. And then it is a beautiful journey to look at them, to later on, after a couple of sessions, be able to say, I am designed to be happy. I am deserving love. I am the best person, the best mom. I am capable of so much. I am creating my future. So coming from this, I am depression, I was left, to I am someone who is designed for something better. And such a beautiful thing to watch, to observe this journey that doesn't have to take long. And this is the beauty of it. You don't have to spend years on feeling sad, angry, upset, and not being able to really control your emotions. But within a couple of weeks, or maybe just a couple of months, you are becoming the person that you are feeling better with. And something that you mentioned, like people, they need to like to be with themselves. This is what happened to me after the breakup, when my kids were going with their dads every second weekend. Those weekends, when my friends were saying, oh my gosh, you have free weekends, no kids, you can do whatever you want to do. For me, they were the scariest weekends ever, because there was nothing I could put attention on. So during those times, I had to organize, going out with friends or inviting friends over, going for trips, like doing stuff. So I was not at home on my own, because I could not be here with my thoughts. And the journey to start from this point to the point when I just love being by myself. I love my thoughts. I love creating different things. I love starting new projects. I have so many different ideas to do. But yeah, when you mention about like people, they have to love being with themselves. Yes, I think it is a huge, huge thing. So when I'm looking forward to spending time with myself, by myself. I think this is already a huge, beautiful sign that you are fine.
Yes, it's beautiful. And then it's beautiful when you see your clients at the end, yes, because they become much happier, and they started to love themselves, and
yes, and so many things happen.
It's a beautiful job.
Yes,
Beautiful.
yeah. it's couple of my clients, which I mean, look, I'm so proud of them because they started. One of my clients wrote a book. Another client started a beautiful job that she wanted to start. Another person started business. When at the start they didn't even think about this. They didn't even consider this a possibility. Their only goal was, I want to wake up tomorrow and not be depressed. I want to wake up tomorrow and feel that I've rested, that I could sleep through the night. I want to wake up tomorrow and go through the day without crying. So there were the goals they had at the very start. And then to grow it to those beautiful vision for the life that they can have, regardless of what's happened, or maybe because of what's happened. Now the belief is, because of that happened, this is the very reason I have to, and I want to create something great for myself when I can look at myself and just love and admire myself.
I think the universe is kicking us sometimes to make changes in our lives. It's when it's coming these hard times, we have to reinvent ourselves to think another way and to evolve, maybe to do something else. Maybe our life wasn't so good. We thought it was good, but it wasn't, and we had to change something. And maybe this is just that, just to evolve more and to be more ourselves.
Yes. Unfortunately, fortunately or unfortunately, depending how we look at that, the most dangerous situation in life is when we're feeling okay, when we are fine. When someone says, I'm fine, this is such a dangerous zone because it means I'm just okay with what I have. I'm not happy, because otherwise someone would say, I'm great, everything's just amazing. When people say I'm fine, it means they're not really, really happy, but they don't want to lose what they have right now to aim for something more. So they just settle for what it is. So very often when we are in relationships and then the breakup happens, we kind of think, oh, we were so happy back then. But when we really ask questions, were you really happy? And then the answers are, actually, no, my partner never listened to me. Actually, for last 10, 5, or maybe a year, I wasn't really feeling fulfilled. We've never had any conversations, meaningful conversations with my partner. Or, lots of things then come to your mind saying, I wasn't really happy. And right now, this situation that is pushing me to start creating something else might be exactly your wake-up call for your life, because otherwise you would spend your life just feeling fine, which means not happy, but not bad enough to do something about this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. What was
So it will be such a, yeah?
when you knew that you need a help, but what was that point that you really wanted to change, that this is the moment I want to change?
Yes, so as I mentioned to you,
But,
like for those 2 years, I was just pretending them, helping myself. I was looking for like cheap courses, free courses, join different Facebook groups, reading books. It is helpful, but it's not really getting to your root cause of the problem, of the situation where you are in, how you feel. And it's really good to have the outsider opinion and outsider help, or even someone to listen to you and ask very wise questions, because otherwise you're asking yourself the same questions, so of course you're receiving the same answers and nothing changes. For me, like, this really time when I decided I want to really get help was when I dropped my kids to school. and I was in the car and I could just not drive because I was just sitting there and crying. And it was such a overpowering moment when I felt I cannot do this anymore. I cannot just at any unexpected moments start crying and not living my life. So for me, it was like this moment. And at this very moment, my friend called. So it was like from the universe, someone speaking, you know. She called and I started just talking to her, saying, you know, like, this is what is happening. I can't cope with this anymore. And then this very moment of talking to someone and her listening was like the first breath of kind of lightness. I need to talk to someone seriously and I need to get help from now on, because otherwise my life will be miserable, worse and worse every day.
And then we have to change. When we
Yes.
feel
Yeah.
miserable, we have to change.
Yeah. So my
And
divorce
first of all,
itself was, yes,
ourselves. Yeah.
yeah. So see, like with going through the divorce, it was like a wake up call already, to the point that I needed to look for, for changing myself, but then not being able to do it on my own was kind of extension of my wake up call till 2 years later. And this is when then I've decided something has to change, because, yeah. And plus, as moms, this is another thing when you have your kids that you want to be example to. Like, you want them to really talk to you. You want them to feel good with you. You want them to feel comfortable with you. But when you're in this emotional state, when you don't control your emotions, anything that they say, you might react in a horrible way, because you might get upset and they think it is about them. You might start crying and they think it is about them. You might start screaming and they think it's about them, but it's not about them. It's about you not going through your emotions resourcefully and working through them.
And they didn't deserve that.
No, yeah. And so unfair for kids when they have to pretend that they are different, that they really are. They have to pretend they are older, that they really are. Very often kids, they take the mask of like helper, the mask of your psychologist, or, much higher level of the development that they should really experience. They should still be kids and be, just free and full of fun, when they have to deal with a parent who cannot cope with his or her emotions. They have to then grow to the different role, and who knows how this will turn up in their life later on.
But that's why if you give a help to your clients, they can shorten their journey and earlier can live happier. I
Yes,
think.
and with more, so feeling happier, I think it only happens when you have a purpose in life, that you wake up like in the morning and you have a purpose to go through the day, something that makes you happy. Happiness doesn't just happen by itself. You aim for happiness when you have a purpose. Otherwise, you're just walking aimlessly and lost in life.
But we can always, I think, find, if we love ourselves, we can find a purpose. We can find what we want to do, what we can make new goals to achieve that. And I think it's not depending on how old we are, what is our age. We can always make new goals.
Yes, and as you show, as your example, with having beautiful body in your age and helping women to achieve this, this look, I think it is amazing, and it's really like age, our marital status doesn't define us. Only we
No.
decide how we want to live our lives.
Yes. Yes, and it's a little knowledge and what I decided. I decided that I will do it, and it wasn't from one day to another. It was a journey for me too, but I think it's what I learned on that journey. It's really helpful, and it's I want to spread that to the world for every woman to know it.
Yes, definitely. But I think this is why we connected as well, because our purpose is to help other people, and our purpose is to be the example of what is possible for others. So we have to live by example, lead by example. So there's something that every day we have to prove to ourselves and to our clients and our potential clients how life can be lived, how we can turn up in life, who we can be in life.
Yes. And tell me, if you could go back in your life, whenever you decide, will you change anything?
Yes, definitely. I think my definitely what I would change about myself is to create my own understanding of who I was, what I really liked, what I didn't like, what my boundaries were, what my standards were, because all these has been disappeared. I didn't have really any boundaries in my marriage, so I kind of agreed to lots of things because I never had my own saying. So what I would change myself, that I knew at the time. I wish I knew at the time what I wanted in my life, really. Because I think by this clarity in myself, maybe even our marriage would not end up when it ended up, because I would be my own person wanting my own things, and then my ex-husband would be his own person. But like our marriage could have been much more interesting, I think. Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Being much more sure about who I wanted to be, who I was, and where I wanted to go.
Yeah. Do you have some message to women
Yes.
to inspire them a little?
Yes, definitely. The message is about believing in your own lovability, that you are lovable and that you are worthy always more and better. So don't settle for what you have right now. If you are not feeling fulfilled in your relationship, marriage, decide how you want this marriage or relationship to look like for you. And then aim for it, work towards it, speak up, say what you think, speak up in your relationship, because at the point when it ends up, you cannot resolve it. So yeah, speak up, be sure and clear about who you want to be and what makes you happy in life.
Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah. I think this is where everything starts, because when you are clear about yourself and about your own purpose in life, even if your marriage or relationship ends, it is not scary for you, because you know that life will still exist, world will still exist, because you have your own purpose, you are your own person. So the breakup will not break you. This is very often when we're thinking that breakup is breaking you, when maybe the end of a relationship is start of something new that needs to happen in your life. Maybe whatever you're going through right now, the pain, the horrible suffering that you have right now, had to happen exactly for you, so you can create something better, because otherwise you'd be just fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree. Thank you. It was a wonderful talk. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Stella. It's
And
pleasure.
and I will put down how women can reach you, and I recommend you for others if they have that problem after divorce, and thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. And please continue your journey, because observing you and how you can transform other women to feel more confident and beautiful, this is just amazing to watch you.
Thank
you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.